as we speak for the Nifty. But let's also welcome on board V. Kalyanarama, the CMD at Container Corp, joins us in the show right now. Mr. Rama, morning. Good to have you in the show. You know, the big question that we'd like to ask you is that you have been steadily gaining market share versus your ROAs. What is the way forward, really? How is it that you plan to grow in your market share?
Good morning. Yeah, its market share gain is because of the good service we provide to the customers. So there is good response from all of them, and their confidence in CONCOR services is day by day increasing. So, but even gaining the market share in this is not only the aim. We are looking at other things. See that we started coastal service. Already it is in the news that we ran our first ship in the last month, and that voyages is now weekly one voyage from Kandla to Tikorin on the west coast, which will be further expanded onto east coast and also to the nearby countries. And then we are getting into the distribution logistics. So these are the new areas where we are expecting growth. And whatever market share we can gain, we'll definitely keep on gaining.
The target that you may have?
Pardon?
Would you have any internal target of where you hope to take your market share?
Okay, that internal target is to gain a market share of maybe around 80% in the next 2 to 3 years.
What has been the impact of the haulage cost increase, both on the business and also on the aggregate profitability?
You see, haulage cost was increased by 5% from 15th of December. But we have not increased it because we could see that we can maintain and we can absorb that haulage cost by maintaining our margins. So we did not pass on that to the customers at this stage. In future, we will look at it, how it works out. So our pricing is not directly proportional to increase in rail haulage charges. We do our market analysis, and depending on the market, we do our pricing. But later to that, there was a decrease in the empty haulage cost by the railways, around 25% for both empty wagon haulage as well as empty container haulage. That has given again a relief. So that also where we worked on market dynamics, we passed on, we adjusted some pricing. So overall, there is no effect on margin because there is an increase and as well as there is a relief on the empty running.
My next follow-up question is more like a obvious question, which is that how soon do you think you will be able to start getting benefits of the direct freight corridor?
Okay, that my first answer to that is let the dedicated freight corridor start. And the expectation is, I think by this year end or by next March, the first two ports, Mundra and Pipavav, may get connected. So going by that forecast, if they get connected next FY, we will have good benefit from the DFC. Because as I oft repeat, DFC gives the transit guarantee in the services. Once it comes, most of the customers will prefer rail mode rather than road mode.
So the idea that direct freight corridor would be started by 2018-19 now looks like it will only start after 2021. Would you agree with that broad assessment which we are getting from the ministry?
I am not aware of this because my information is that next year it will start for two ports, Mundra and Pipavav. Maybe you are talking about connecting JNPT. JNPT may be a little delayed, but Mundra and Pipavav will get connected once the DFC is completed up to Palanpur.
So what happens to your next year's balance sheet? Because for me, I've been tracking CONCOR, and I think that's the DFC which the whole migration from the single line to the double hull line and to the DFC will be the game changer for you. So if I work with what you've just said, that it will start for Pipavav and other ports, do we see an incremental change in your profitability for FY20?
You see, now let me first tell you what will be the effect of the DFC. Then we can think about what the profitability changes and all. See, DFC, today we are running the double stack trains on a parallel track which is available with Indian Railways. That is also almost doubling is completed except some small patches now. So we are able to run quite a good number of double stack trains. That market is aware of it, so we are continuously increasing the number of double stacks. But with the DFC coming in, with the transit assurance which is available, which we can further pass on to the customer, that increases the market share. So the expectations of increase in market share anywhere between 10 to 25%, which will be coming onto the rail from road. That's an additional traffic. So it all depends on how fast we will be able to convert this road share to rail share, or road mode to rail mode. So that depends on how much profitability increase will be there. So I don't want to make any guess on these numbers at this stage, but there will be definitely a good positive effect of DFC commissioning and DFC running on our numbers. That's because we prepared already ourselves for handling DFC traffic, Katuwas being the major point in that. And we are already made it operational, and this year we will be handling something like 3.5 million TUs at the depot. So it's completely geared up for DFC operations.
All right, we'll let you go on that note. Appreciate you taking the time out and joining in, giving us a heads up as to how things are shaping up at the company, as well as what is the outlook on your margin recovery, your market share gains, and volume growth. Well, let's just